Well, as you know, I'm watching Top Model, and we talked about ISIS being like pro.
Oh, not ISIS, the organization.
No, ISIS, this trans woman. And now I'm watching David's putting on an all-star season. There's a Top Model All-Stars where it's girls from all the cycles who are competing again. And this cycle, it's not just modeling, it's like personality challenges because Tyra's looking for the next girl who can be a brand like Tyra.
Of course.
So it's a little more like Drag Race this season. But Mario Lopez flat out asks ISIS, again, this is 2 decades ago.
Katie Couric style.
Asks, are you comfortable talking about your experience living as a man? But she says it a little clunkier than that.
He does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On camera to sort of like, maybe not check before camera to see if that's even okay to ask on camera. Again, at the time, this was a very sensitive approach. But I guess it's good that 2 decades later, it's shocking because I guess that means growth.
Well, yeah, just like Carmen Carrera and Laverne Cox on Katie Couric.
Love. When Carmen's like, no.
She shushed her.
Thank you.
And then Laverne, the diplomat, came on later to explain, why is this a teachable moment? Why was it inappropriate? Because I believe, my opinion, that it would have been the same line of questioning like, Katie, what do your pussy lips look like? Are they gray? Are they huge? Do they flap in your underwear?
Or if you and I went in drag and they always love to ask, what do you do with your dick too in drag? Which
I leave it in the microwave.
It's in a safety deposit box in Baltimore.
In Boston. Yeah, and at the sex change clinic in Bethesda, Maryland.
Yes.
I mean,
I never understand why that's such a thing. People always ask,
business.
what do you do with your dick? And how long do you take to get ready?
That's
fine.
Fine.
That's
fun
to talk
that's
about.
Glam.
People are always like, what do you do with your dick? And I was like, it's not even a good story.
The stork takes it away.
It's attached to me in a less obvious way right now.
Right. And
that's
it's none of your beeswax, baby.
It's the bound titties. That's my dick right now. It's bound titties down there.
But nobody needs to know, and it's nobody's business. Because I was thinking about this, talking with Courtney Act, and because she is really, really so. She's on the razor's edge of man and woman. She could use some hips, but that's another point. And I was like, we were talking it over, and like, where does the discussion stop, and why does it stop at this place? What's between your legs? Why do you want to know? Because you either want to f me or kill me.
That's a good point.
Or control me somehow. It's nobody's business.
Or
you want to f me, kill me, or control me.
Or at best, you're trying to create a moment, like
a moment
on the internet.
Oh yeah, but this is before the internet.
Use my body as like a way to get clicks and views and like
but that's sensationalized.
But even
before
on like
the internet,
Sally Jesse, you're asking because you want. It's like the morbidity of it. It's like
the sensationalism of it.
And what do you do after you poop? Do you flush it? Do you play with it?
Yeah. Do you eat it? Do you gobble those turds, Miss Couric?
It's weird that like if you traverse lines of gender as we traditionally know them, you apparently forfeit the dignity of like certain parts of your life. Just not even,
Yes.
It's one thing if we're good Judies and we're out to dinner and we've had glasses of wine and you go, I respectfully have a question I've always wanted to ask about.
Do you have to tuck them pussy lips? Yeah. Because
I know we have so many trans friends and it never crosses my mind. But maybe that's because at a young age, like I started seeing naked trans women in dressing rooms and whatever questions I had got answered without having to talk about it because I saw naked women all the time.
How about me and my family watching The Crying Game together?
I've never seen it.
Okay, let me tell you what happens in that movie. My family and I, my mom, my dad, and me, were sat down watching The Crying Game in which a woman opens her robe and there's a f***ing penis and balls there. And then the man, Stephen Ray, throws up. And then it was parodied on Ace Ventura with Lieutenant Einhorn, Sean Young, with a whole police force throws up when they discovered she has a weenie in her panties. Mm-hmm. Humiliating, disgusting, despicable, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Crazy. The vomiting. Let me tell you what actually happens. The men who came to my apartment and wanted the weenie in my panties didn't vomit. They did something else.
They were thrilled.
They sucked the girl.
Yeah. They love it.
They wanted the candy. Like Lady Chablis style, I have a man's toolbox hiding my candy. They came for the candy. I was the candy lady.
Right. The candy man can.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't come for, they came for that reason. I didn't have breasts, boobs, or titties at the time.
Well, you had them, but they were in a drawer.
Yes, they were huge. heavy, thick,
It was
naturals.
a little bit like Subway, where he had a tray and you had the different size titties, the different size hips, and you were like, and did you want big juicy titties today?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, A-cups? Okay, great.
Okay.
And did you want
daisy
daisy earrings?
Yeah.
Or like, he kind of built you like a sub
Synthetic,
sandwich.
yeah, 100%.
Or celebrities, you're like, are you feeling a little more
Melina,
Michelle Pfeiffer tonight? Or are you feeling
Total Recall?
Yeah.
Demure or sleazy?
Yeah.
Like brunette or blonde? Brunette. Building Melina.
Yeah.
Fierce. It's cunty.
Yeah,
It's cunty.
Did you feel sad when sometimes those men said things like that? Where almost like if it was a different world?
I felt confused because I fell in love with many of them.
Because they would kind of say to you, if they're basically saying, if I didn't care about society this much, I would be able to care about this more.
Yeah,
Really?
literally this guy who went to jail for 7 years, marijuana conspiracy, moving large quantities of marijuana.
I know that queen. Marijuana conspiracy.
She was on season 12.
The ganja. Those are the original.
Ganja pussy.
Ganja pussy, marijuana conspiracy herself.
He ate my ass from the thing to the bone, like Little Kim says. It called up his girl, told her we was boning. You know that one? How many licks? He came over on his lunch break. Often he was a construction foreman. He came in with a hoodie with no shirt underneath. Love. And then we would do it, and he was so turned on that he had to like stop himself all the time from coming. So, all the time. Stop himself all the time.
Well, I've been with many a straight men myself. They come in vibrating
mad as hell.
and pre-coming.
Yeah, mad as hell.
They come in an exhale away from coming.
Broke, fat, nasty, career in shambles. They come in that room mad as hell.
Because you're their like 4 a.m. Pornhub search.
Fantasy.
They are so worked up.
Oh, mama, they're worked up. They're worked up, and then unfortunately, for many experiences, I've not had the misfortune. But once they come, that's when the violence and the guilt and the shame can kick in, and then they murder you.
You're very lucky. When I think about it,
I'm also extremely strong and have a lot of knives in my apartment.